Hey, what's going on guys, Migzuba here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a mono black Stompy deck for standard best of 1. So we're going to be playing with the Dagomoth Titan today. This 4 mana 11/10 is a freaking beast of a body, but it does come with a fairly big drawback. Whenever it attacks or blocks, we have to sacrifice a creature. So in order to fuel the Titan, we've surrounded ourselves in a mono black kind of mid-rangey aggressive list that doesn't mind sacrificing a bunch of tiny creatures that gain value by being sacrificed. And we can play this in mono black because the 4 mana costs are 4 hybrids, so we can pay them with 4 full black pips. And it's for that reason that we're not in a snow mana base, because I pretty much always want to slam this thing on 4. So we'll get into the list that supports the Titan. We have iTwitch. Now, you guys have seen this card in the Witherbloom Sacrifice decks, just a cheap 1 mana 1/1 flyer to get a bit of poke damage. We're happy to sacrifice it to cards like Village Rites, and more importantly, the Titan. Happy to recur it with Lurrus, because when it dies, we get to learn, and we have our learn board. So the most common fetch is going to be Pest Summoning. This should come as no surprise, seeing it as a key piece of the Witherbloom Sacrifice deck. Basically just creates 2/1/1 black and green pest creatures with when they die you gain a life. It's basically just more sack fodder, and it's pretty much free off your learn cards. We have Necrotic Fumes because, again, we're pretty happy to sacrifice creatures. It's not a huge cost, so having exile removal in our learn board can be really important. Introduction to Annihilation, just more exile removal. This targets any non-land permanent, so in case we need to remove something like a Great Henge, we don't get to run the green lessons because we are a mono black mana base. And Mascot Exhibition to go super wide and kill our opponents that way. It also provides 3 more bodies to sacrifice to something like the Titan, so keep that in mind. I don't expect to fetch this often, as per always. It's just here as a finisher. Our other learn card, which I'm going to get into really quick, is Hunt for Specimens. Again, you guys have seen this in the Witherbloom Sacrifice deck. Creates a 1/1 pest, and you get to learn, so you basically get to pick up more pests or removal if you need it. We have the Serrated Scorpion. Pretty happy to sacrifice this. You gain some life, deal some damage. Against the mono red and mono white decks, it's a really solid 1/2 blocker. We got Village Rites because we're making so many pests, and because we're happy to sacrifice a lot of our creatures like these, like any pests we make, sometimes a Skyclave Shade, the 0/1 off the Bowstrider. Village Rites can come in really handy. It could also kind of not save your creature from removal, but kind of like punish your opponent for trying to remove a creature. So I'm pretty happy with 3 Village Rites. We're not like a dedicated sacrifice deck, in like we get so much value off sacrificing our creatures, so just 3 is fine. Eliminates and Heartless Act, 2/2 split, just a important couple cards removal. Ooh, that was tough. Just important removal to have in the deck. You can pretty much play with these numbers based on what you're seeing. If you're facing a lot more mono white, go with Eliminate. If you're facing a lot more Winota, go with Heartless Act, that type of thing. We have Skyclave Shade. Because we are trying to be aggressive, the Shade is good in matches where you have to be very defensive. The Shade isn't as great, but it's basically a pseudo-infinite sack outlet where you can just bring it back and sacrifice it if you've hit landfall, which is pretty cool, right? Yeah, so it's like food for the Titan kind of thing. It's also a pretty good offensive creature. Against the mono-red decks, like where this card would normally be bad, we have a massive body blocker, so you can just sacrifice it to allow for a big Titan block, that kind of thing. Call of the Death Dweller to mostly reanimate our 3-drops, although you're pretty happy to reanimate like a Shade and a Scorpion kind of thing. That's why we only have 1 copy in the deck, because it's mostly here to bring back our key 3s. We have a Sedgemoor Witch. It's not as good in this deck as it would be in the Witherbloom deck, because we're not like a dedicated Magecraft deck either. We have a couple instants and sorceries. We have like 13. So this thing will proc here and there from removing someone's creatures, or sacking to a Village Rites, or reanimating something else, or just playing Hunt for Specimen on turn 4 after you've cast this, if you like top deck or whatever. It creates more bodies to sacrifice to the Titan. I wouldn't run too many more unless you want to add a lot more instants and sorceries. We have the Bowstrider, kind of like our other Sedgemoor Witch that creates a body when it ETBs. You can also reanimate it, which might come in handy. It will create more bodies, just provide another threat the opponent has to deal with. Lurrus is really cool because Lurrus provides a infinite sack outlet as well. Basically, if they can't kill your Lurrus, you can pretty much always just reanimate something like a Scorpion, sacrifice to the Titan, attack, and you get to you get to gain and drain for 2, which is pretty cool. So it's a sweet little combo if you have like a Lurrus on the board, this in the yard, and this on the field. we have a Rankle, hasty damage, can help you close out the game, can help you get deeper into your deck, make the opponent discard cards they don't want to. Again, if you're discarding cards like Skyclave Shade, you don't really care. And making each opponent sacrifice a creature shouldn't be a problem in this deck because, well, we go so wide and we make so many sacrificable things. And Gary. So Gary's here as another kind of closer. Our devotion aspect of the deck isn't super prominent. Like, I'm not exactly a mono black devotion deck, but combined with Dogmoth Titan, Rankle, and Luris, around 3, 4, and then 5 with the Merchant, we add up to, well, the devotion really does add up. So this can just come down and kill your opponent as a sort of like alternate win con if your Titan is getting chump blocked too much or it can't get through. Then we have Gary to fall back on. So mana base, 18 swamps, 4 castles, just best castle. And we're on a snow mana base because we want a lot of black for the Titan, and 2 awakenings because we do want to be a 24 land deck. We do want to hit up to land 4 fairly consistently. And if you draw too many lands, then you can reanimate up until 5. So you could pay 8 to reanimate everything, but even paying 3, reanimating Galurus, a Shade, and something else is good. You guys know this card by now. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Deck list will be in the description down below as always. If you like the deck, be sure to drop a like on the video and consider subscribing. It motivates me to make more content. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Let's get into some games. Ooh, that's a curve, all right. Let's go. We're just going to need 1 more land. And every land is an untapped land. 2 of them at the cost of 3 life, but I think that's okay. Mono white. Giant Killer. Alright, cool. And that's land 4. No attacks with the Scorpion. Cool. Alright. So we may or may not be doing it. Giant Killer can actually get a little bit awkward because they can tap this thing down. I guess the opponent's logic for playing this on 1 is, well, they're mono black. What kind of big creatures are they going to have? The boy right here. Casket is frustrating. Not my favorite card to have right now. Alright, Hunt for Specimens isn't bad. It means we can go freaking wide. Alright. And they play the Spellbinder? No! Not my Titan. They're 100% gonna pick the Titan, right? Like, there's no way you go for Hunt, because then you just make me play. Then I have 2 4s. Oh my god, they went for Hunt. Well, alright then. And no attacks. Okay. So do we want to attack with the Witch? If they double block, am I happy? We get to kill both their creatures, so I think we are actually. We get no value off the Witch, but yeah, if they double block, that's actually completely fine. Has Menace, so they would have to. Uh-huh. Yeah. Take 3. Okay. We play the big boy. Titan on the field. So they can spend 2 mana for a long time just tapping the Titan, but then they're not progressing their game state. And there's nothing to say that we're even going to attack with it. So we can like head to combat, and if they elect to not to tap the Titan with the Giant Killer, we just hold it back, I guess. Or we attack, sorry. Alright, Spellbinder can get annoying in the air, especially. Okay. I can also grab removal for this. Let's play the Hunt. Get our Magecraft on. And I'm actually going to grab Necrotic Fumes. Just get that removal online. And they tap the Titan, that's fine. We'll attack here, push in some damage. Play the Eye Twitch. Alright. So we're not in a bad spot, but Giant Killer is actually just so annoying right now. It's fine. I want to attack with my big dumb idiot, and the opponent won't let me. The whole point of this video is to attack with 4 mana 11/10. Alright, it's okay guys, we're not in a horrible spot. I would feel significantly better with a castle, but we're still far from running out of gas because of Eye Twitch's learn and the Necrotic Fumes that we're holding. What you got? Yeah, see, if they want to hold up tap, it taxes their mana fairly, like a fair amount. Check the Quandrix sleeves on the mono white mage. Alright, they go to combat. Counter where? On the aspirant? Sure. And they attack with the Spellbinder. I think we chump that. We get to learn. So what do we want? I guess some more pests is fine. Maybe I should just go up in necrotic fumes. You might see a second necrotic fumes later in the video. If you do, don't be surprised. Okay. So how are we doing it? This is a sorcery, as all the lessons are, if I'm correct. So I can go to combat. They'll tap my Dogmoth Titan, which is frustrating. We have to start being able to get in with this, or we're never going to be in a winning position. Alright, let's go. Let's start here. I want to take out the Giant Killer, and I will give up a Pest. Okay, so Pest was exiled, which is unfortunate. We don't get to gain the life. And they tapped my big boy. What a shock. Go to combat. See if we can sneak in another 3 damage. If they want to double block, that's fine. They'd have to discard a card and they lose their aspirant. Play the Eye Twitch again. Alright, what you got? Lots of cheap blockers is also annoying for mono white. Their creatures don't have the most toughness. Alright, opponent goes to combat. Beef up Spellbinder. Do we chump again? I'm not even sure about this, actually. You know what? Let's hold back. We're only going to 11. We have life gain in the Pests. We have life gain in the Serrated Scorpion. Opponent's playing Elite Spellbinder to take my other pest summon, my only pest summoning, which is fine. It might be my only play next turn anyways. Yeah, so if it doesn't really matter. Mana's not a problem. Okay. Let's head to combat. They can pretty much infinitely chump block it via the Hollow Blade too. Do I attack with my Witch? Opponent would also have to double block it. I think we keep chipping in with the Witch. Do we go in with anything else? I think that's good for now. Gain a life. So the opponent can max block. They would have to chump with something, so they guaranteed lose either a creature or a card from their hand with the Hollow Blade. Yeah. Man, if the Titan had Trample, then we'd be talking. Alright, they drop off a Maul, and as you see, they're slowly falling down in life total. We're going to cast Pest Summoning. To play land or not. They already played 2 Spellbinders, and if I draw a castle, I might want to activate it. We're going to play land. This could have baited a Spellbinder, but I think it's fine. Also, now that we're pressuring their life total, Ward on the Witch is very relevant. If ever they want to target it, it will cost them a fair amount. Ah, yes. And now being aggressive with these Spellbinders is dangerous. But yeah, I do think after this game, I'm going to go grab another Necrotic Fumes. Let's take that block. Okay, we're down to 8. So what do we grab? Intro to Annihilation. I actually think that's pretty good right now. They play Dog, okay. And Woe Strider shows up. So how do we do it? If we attack with all, what happens? They're 100% blocking the Titan. They're probably blocking that with Selfless Savior. then they would be probably not blocking the witch, and then, or double, if they double block the witch, and they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they're dead to me playing Woe Strider and sacrificing my Scorpion. If they block like here, 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 then they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So hold on, they block here, here, and like, let's say here, take 4, 5. All right, so I think we just go all attacks. We play this pre-combat, sacrifice a goat. No intro to Annihilation. Ooh, we have to remember they can animate Faceless Haven and block with it. But I want to be able to sacrifice the blocked pests if there are any. Let's go. Sorry about my voice, guys. I just had a long day at work. All right. What you got? So we're taking 5, 9 in the air. And if we're gaining a bunch of life via the pests, we should be fine. Opponent's going to have to give up at least the dog. I don't know. This is a close game. They can always animate Haven and block with it. Yep, so they block Savior there, as I expected. No, they don't. We'll see. Yeah, okay. They're double blocking like that. Interesting. Interesting, okay. I think that's okay, though. And if, see, the thing is, if they sack the Savior to the Aspirant, yeah, we'll go like that. Go to damage. Yeah, if they sack the Savior to the Aspirant, they get a Woe Strider proc. Okay. So we get to sack here and get a Scry. Because we're losing that trade anyways. Swamp, no thank you. To damage. Alright. And unless they have instant speed life gain, we just kill them like this. And we did it, boys. Closing out the game. Alright, so the mono-white matchup is interesting because they have a lot of indestructible and a lot of protection, but we managed to get there. Hold on, let me just add another one of these necrotic fumes to the sideboard, and we'll be up for game 2. Man, we can't keep these. Okay. I mean, this is better for a couple of reasons. But what do we drop off? I think it's the Scorpion because this gives us card advantage when it dies. So we pretty much just want to draw 2 straight lands, and then we're doing the thing. Ooh, another black opponent? Serrated Scorpion? Man, there's no way, right? There's no way opponent's on the same thing we are. Okay. I've been on a pretty crazy losing streak, and I do want to show off the power of this deck because it is there. I don't know, it's been a mix of me not playing particularly great. Oh, so it's not the same list. And just some crazy draws from my opponents. Not to make excuses, but, you know. We're going to grab a Pest Summoning. Land. We can't do it. We cannot hit the land. I mean, I'll trade, whatever. We're trying to play more creatures to the board anyways. Guys, it's either flood or screw. I don't know. It's just been one of those days. You know what I'm saying. Alright, there's Luris. We actually take that. That's a little bit awkward on the opponent's end as well. And now we really want the land. Okay, we actually do find it. Let's play Woe Strider. And we're going to pass. Okay. So it's not looking horrible, but against black, they have a lot of removal spells, so... You know what I mean when I say that. It just means that, hard removal is not too good against the Titan. Alright, discard draw. Let me draw. Would you like to sack a creature? Are you serious? My opponent's crazy. Opponent's actually nuts. Alright, we're gonna drop off one of these Titans, because we have 2. Call, nice. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh my god, opponent. Wonder what the opponent was trying to find. Alright, we'll play our Titan out. big boy has hit the field. They deadweight my Roast Rider. Okay. If they're playing minus removal, then they're going to have a really hard time killing this thing. But they are going to have a bunch of good chump blocks with the zombies Ephemia creates. Oh man, how disgusting is it if I just play Luris? Make an eye twitch and sacrifice from there. Is that better than just playing pest summoning? I think it is. Popping off. Guys, we're popping off. Consume the eye twitch. We'll get removal now because we have another lesson that gives us creatures. Can you believe the opponent chump blocks? Absolutely disgraceful. Draw off castle, we take that. What else is in the yard for you to exile? They have 2 more zombies in the yard. Technically, Shade can't block. Very similar builds of mono black. Gotta have respect for the boy right here. Okay. Do I just play Eye Twitch again? Are we pest summoning? Let's play Eye Twitch again. Combo assembled. We can grab more of these. We're gonna try to cycle this for as long as we can. I think we're okay. Ooh, no, don't want to do that. We want to cast this. Just make more 1/1s. Chump block the Shade if we want to. No attacks with the Luris because they would have taken 11 and traded there. Okay, we see Scorpion. We have to watch for our life total because opponent can be aggressive. Ephemia attacks, fair. Village Rites. So what's it going to be? What is it going to be? We could take out the zombie, then attack with both and force through a fair amount of damage. I actually think that's pretty good. I want my Luris to survive. We're going to play this first. We're going to Necrotic Fumes. Yeah, okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to Necrotic Fumes a zombie. Okay. Yeah, and we've been on a losing streak, like I said before. So we basically Necrotic Fumes a zombie. Zombie dies. We attack with both. They can chump the Luris and take 11, but basically they can't block with the Shade, which makes it super awkward. And then we still have 1 mana to hold open Village Rites. So really cool deck from the opponent. I do like the whole mono black mirror, but I think they started losing the game the second they sacrificed their Rankle for a goat token. Okay, so no 1-drop, but aside from that, I'm a pretty big fan of this hand. And we might draw one. All we really need is 1 more land to pop off. Oh no, mono red. Scorpion. No Scorpion. Okay, well, Eliminate's not bad either. Please no Robber. Okay, you're late. You are late. Okay, so let's hunt. I think that's fine, especially considering the spot we're in. Okay, opponent definitely holding open Bone Crusher Giant then. And let's grab a Fumes. Removal spells are important, especially right now. The more and more I play with these learn cards, the more and more I like Necrotic Fumes. Especially because we have a lot less burst, sacrifice, gain, and drain than our Golgari, Witherbloom, Black-Green, however you want to call it, counterparts. Do you stomp the 1/1? It's not great. Alright, they do it anyways. It's like fine. Bone Crusher Giant, inbound. Okay. So what's the plan? Witch or Roast Rider? I think we go for Witch first, because if we miss a land here, which, I mean, I've missed plenty of lands with this deck, then we can go Scorpion into Removal Spell. And then make another 1/1. Oh boy. Are we about to eat some cleave damage? Opponent curves up on land 4 on the play. Are we not going to make it on the draw? We'll see. They're reading the Witch. Don't forget, this thing has a clause that it can't block either unless you sacrifice a creature. So we can't just slam it on 4 and be like, haha, I play big dumbass and it blocks. That will not work. Opponent's in the tank about the Sedgemoor Witch. Oh, they just do that? I think that's fine. Okay. We see that happen. Okay. Well, not horrible. Let's play Serrated Scorpion and hold open all this removal. We are going to need to try to find some lands, but I think this Titan has to wait. Especially being on the draw. Without a 1-drop, we're at a pretty sizable disadvantage. Alright, so what do you do, opponent? They play Torbrand, okay. And I will take a trade for the Charger. That's completely fine. We Heartless Act this Torbrand. And take 4, 5. We gain and drain a little bit. They Frostbite. Ouchies. Okay, well, most of the opponent's hand has been played. We destroy Torbrand. Yep. God. Another land that would have been so good. Can we even play this out? Like, is it even feasible? I think so. Because if we draw untap land, then it's just so good we have double removal spell open. This lesson's not looking too hot. The way the game has played out. Alright, what you got? We're dead to cleave. Or we're not, I don't think we're dead. Actually, no, we are dead to cleave. But they didn't have it last turn. They played Torbrand, and I think that was definitely a cleave turn. So if they have it off the top, whatever, that's just mono red. But if they don't, then they're in an interesting spot. Okay. Opponent's on that full rope. Let them go to attackers. Sure. Again, if they have cleave, I'm pretty much dead anyways. So we block like an idiot. Or we block as if they don't have cleave. They pump there, that's fine. And we'll take our scry. Land would be just so good. Thank you. Thank you, game. Okay. So based on how we've drawn, I'm kind of regretting taking this Necrotic Fumes. Land. Okay, and we pass. What you got? That Faceless Haven, I'm pretty sure came off the top. And they animate that Faceless Haven there. Okay. So they go to attack. Now, let's go like this. Block here. Eliminate here. Eliminate here. Hold this for Torbrand. We don't want to shoot the giant. We take 2 more points of damage. Have we officially stabilized? Titan. I'm gonna play Scorpion and pass. I'm assuming they're gonna animate their Faceless Haven and attack with it, in which case we can Heartless Act. Okay. And they do. Just the Faceless Haven. So we blow it up. Alright, not bad. Not bad. We actually do draw another land. Strider or Big Dumbass? I think it's Strider. Just be mana efficient. We want to keep our creatures in the yard because of reanimation spell. The X1, the Black Land, Agni's Awakening. There you go, I figured it out, guys. Don't worry about me. No attacks. We're still on the defensive. Another Charger, okay. Sure. I don't think the opponent attacks here either. And they don't. And we slam our 11-10s. Okay, and we can chill. We can just start sending these soon. Alright. I could actually use... I could sacrifice one to one of them. Okay. That's pretty good. That's actually really good. Alright. Let's get in there. I eat my goat. I have an emergency 2 points of life to gain, if ever I want, by sacrificing the Serrated Scorpion. They can double block my Strider, and if they do, I'm completely fine with that. Yeah, there's the chump block. Okay. Take 5. Okay, cool. If they want to double shoot my Serrated Scorpion, they're gonna have to point both shots at it, and then I'll scry. And they have pointed both there. So cool. Get that quote-unquote emergency life gain. Gary is good. Gary is gas. Are they just dead to Gary? If I play this? I think this is the safe play. Alright, let's do the safe play. Sure, let's grab a pest summoning and make more pests. Fine. Okay. Because technically, I mean, they're probably dead anyways based on this massive blocker. Yeah, no, let me say it. Good game. Yeah. Opponent does have to respect the Titan. Like, it's not every day you see this thing, and it's really cool. We already knew it was on top. Is that Scribe BM? Who knows? But yeah, we have an emergency 3 points of life to gain, and we just kind of dissect mono red and then hit them with a freaking black bus. Alright guys, and we are back. So I actually have a lot of fun playing this style of deck. It's a lot more combo-y than you'd expect, and I am a massive fan of these lesson cards. I think they just make this card so much more playable. Whenever I would play games and not have these pests or these learn cards online, like the cards that I'm happy to sacrifice an iTwitch to get more pests, or I'm happy to play this, just get more pests or get a removal spell, in those games I just feel like we lose so often. But yeah, this deck isn't exactly tier 1. I don't even think it's tier 2, but I think it is a fairly decent mono black quote-unquote aggro deck. And this thing, because of how aggressive the format is in best of 1, typically has to wait a little bit. That's what I've realized. You don't exactly slam it on 4, just get in there, because your turns 1 to 3 aren't as aggressive as other turns 1 to 3, but your turn 4 is something, all right? So it has like a weird sort of game plan. It has a weird strategy. And I'm not going to lie, I did go on a pretty crazy loss streak with the deck, but afterwards I picked it back up. I like pretty much went on a mini little win streak, went like 3-4-0, something like that, after going like 0-3 or 0-4, something along those lines. I'm not exactly paying attention. So the deck's not perfect, but the deck definitely can win. I cut the Annihilation card for another Necrotic Fumes because it kept coming up. I think this tutor board is perfect. I did actually grab a Mascot Exhibition in one of my games, but it was like a 25-minute game against Sultai Ultimatum, and they were on like 3 life like the whole game past turn like 7, and I was like, if we draw our ankle, we win the game, and we went like 8-10 turns without drawing our ankle, and then I was like, oh, if we draw something else with Gary that has like literally 2 devotion, we win the game, or 1 devotion at that point. And it was like, no, we just never got there. And I was like, this is a depressing 25-minute game. Like the first 11 minutes were pretty good, but I was like, I'm not going to make people sit here and watch me play draw go without a castle and like 9 or 10 swamps against Sultai. So just know that that happened, and I actually did fetch this, which I found was pretty interesting, because it was actually my first time fetching Mascot Exhibition. So if you guys want to try this out for yourselves, don't craft these cards, but if you happen to pack 4 Diagmoth Titans, and even if you don't have 4, you can run 3 and you can run another Rankle, that kind of thing. If you have a lot of these cards, because a lot of them are old, and the ones that aren't are mostly commons, I think. Now, this is an uncommon, this is a common. And yeah, this is a rare. It's just a 2 of those, so if you've packed 1 or 2, pretty cool deck to play. Or if you've crafted the Witherbloom deck, you should have most of these cards already. Anyways, will be in the description down below as always, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.